Marbled murrelet is a little seabird that lives in forests on the coast of Washington and Oregon. And so the question was, how do you manage forests to protect the marbled murrelet? So when I worked at the Department of Natural Resources, I went to the murrelet biologist and I asked her, okay, what should we do? How do you think we should manage these forests? And what she said is, look, we know the types of habitat that they have. Actually, she showed me a book that she and other biologists had written about how to survey for the habitat of the marbled murrelet, how they foraged, how they nested, all those sorts of things. She said, protect that habitat. And then, just to make sure that we haven't made any mistakes, put a buffer around that habitat. So a no-touch area, no thinning, no harvesting, no management of any kind. So then I said, okay, so I walked down the hall and I went to a forester. And I said, how do you think we should manage these forests for marbled murrelet? And what he said was, look, forests are not static. They're dynamic. They grow, they die, they're impacted by fire, by weather, all sorts of different things. There is essentially a mosaic of habitat. It's a forest ecosystem. It's not homogeneous. And you can't just sort of stop all management of it and expect it to work out. And what he recommended was that we use thinnings and harvest and other things like that to mirror the disturbances that had the natural pattern of disturbances over the years. Now the question is, which of those two was following the science? Right? They were giving me very different answers. One of them was saying, don't touch this area at all, don't manage it. And another one was saying that you need to go in and actively manage with thinnings and harvests. And the answer is, they're both following the science. Both of them had good science to back up what their arguments were, and the difference between them wasn't so much what the science was, it was their risk tolerance. What risk were they willing to accept to marbled murrelets? What risk were they willing to accept to forests and forest ecosystems? And how confident they were that their management would achieve the goals that they wanted. The forester was very confident that he could use techniques to mirror those natural disturbances. The murrelet biologist was less confident that that could happen and was more worried about the risk.